All right, let's talk about playing the as if game. That's what I call it, playing the as if game. So, for this, you're going to need a really positive, fun friend. So, get together with your friend, and what you're going to do is you're going to have a conversation where you pretend as if your life is the exact way that you want it to be. So, for example, let's say you've always wanted to write a book, but you haven't started, and you want to play the as if game about this. So, your conversation between you and your friend might sound something like this. You kind of prep your friend and say, okay, what we're going to talk about is we're going to play the as if game, and we're going to pretend as if I've already written my book and it's all finished and it's doing great. So the friend says, okay, I'm down. Let's do this. Friend says something like, oh, hey, I heard you wrote a book. And you could say something like, oh, yeah, it's not amazing. I wrote that fantasy novel that I've always been meaning to write. Your friend would say, oh my God, that's awesome. That's amazing. And you could say, oh my gosh, it was such an amazing experience writing. The words just flowed out so easily. My editor was so kind and so helpful. And you are not going to believe the news I have to share with you. And your friend goes, oh my gosh, what is it? And you can tell them the book is out now. It debuted #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. And your friend would be like, oh my God, that's amazing. And you could say something else like, and you know what? They've already contacted me. Some of the movie studios have contacted me and they want to buy the rights to the book and turn it into a feature film. I mean, you can go sky high with this. I mean, really make it that fantasy. Really make it that as if game where you're living out your fantasy. Now, I will tell you this from experience. When you play this game, you and your friend are going to be laughing your butts off. It's so much fun. It's very giggly, but yet at the same time, it is a manifesting tool because it gets you into a very high vibration place. The laughing, the giggling, that's very high vibration in the first place. And second of all, it gets you to the place where you start to let your dream or your vision really blossom. And that blossoming is so, so good. Not holding back, not just kind of taking scraps from the table, but sitting down to the gourmet meal. That's what you want to do. So this little bonus game, the as if game, is something that is so, so powerful. So good for manifestation. And if you have a really game friend, like somebody who's into it, who's somebody who is also magical too, the two of you can sit down and you guys can go back and forth sharing the amazing things that you have going on in your life and manifesting those things, making them happen. It is such a fun thing to do. So I totally encourage you to try that with your amazing friend.